Partner ready? Judge ready? Extend the Honda Wang analysis that insofar as anonymous coaches were posting onto the Honda Wang open note letter, I can never truly know or be able to identify who my judges are. He is not responding to the argument correctly. He says that you judges aren't biased. That's not my argument. My argument is that I wouldn't be able to identify you if you were biased because I can't see if you were anonymously posting on that. The second argument doesn't respond to the internal link within that argument. So insofar as you're extending that this gives me a 100% justification to be able to run this case and ignore the text of the resolution because I can't identify you individuals and we can't know if it's reciprocal. The second reason you really fit this is the justification I gave about Rebar and Niemi. The discourse he had before the round with Rebar stops me from being able to know if the judges can necessarily hack for me. So this means that you're not looking towards the text of the resolution. Insofar as all links to the text of the resolution, he's linking to some moral obligation. That argument and the skepticism argument becomes irrelevant. He's going to say skepticism is more important than fairness, but skepticism only functions in the world in which we look to the text of the resolution. Now let's specifically go to the arguments on the affirmative case. Alright, so the problem is, he's saying you can't extend metaphors. Well, he's not responding to the analytics with under that. You need to extend that the standard is engaging in moral engagement with the oppressed. This argument is specifically going to be solving for like your indice. Then you're going to extend the metaphor. He's not telling you why you can't extend the metaphor. Metaphor still has a claim, warrant, and impact. The argument is very simple that you have to look towards individuals that are in toxic situations because they're able to preview and solve for other things. I'm giving you my example. I'm speaking from my location. I'm showing specifically that my problems specifically here are causing for these bad impacts. Now let's go specifically to the bad arguments he's making about his location. One, let's go to Colorado. Extend Colorado that we need to proactively speak out against the community and stop violence. He says I'm not extending a voting issue or a reason as to why there's a violent story. That is the sixth argument. It's the justification for the violence. So Colorado isn't being responded to in the last piece. This means we have an obligation to stand up against tyranny. I'm going to always be linking to this argument better for three reasons. First is because my performance is the only one that says debate is a messed up place and we need to change this through the actions. You can extend the Reed analysis for solvency. Reed tells you explicitly that my actions to stand up against the community is cause for individuals not to be discriminated against. So, insofar as I'm winning my standard, I'm always going to be winning through that argument. His argument about me always identifying individuals as racist doesn't necessarily link to the standard. He's not doing the work there. But secondly, the Colorado argument is preempting this because she's showing you insofar as we are only talking about individuals that do not speak up against the activity and do not act there, there's embedded engagement. So he claims I'm dropping the terms about demonization, but he's not doing the work to necessarily show you how that stops the minors in Canary. He's not showing you how that's related to Christians, minors, Canary. So at the end of the day, this is the Ballot story you had. I'm winning arguments through the wise evidence. Extend wise. The wise evidence is telling you that you must change debate through your actions. If you don't, this allows for individuals to not just who don't speak from my social location to perpetuate dominance within the community, and that I must be able to do this unrestrained. Wise and Colorado are telling you explicitly why you vote for my advocacy. My standard meets this criterion. Argument is justifying because I'm showing you the only relevant value in their standards around.